Welcome to the teaching and prophetic ministry of Emmanuel Areo, lead pastor of Build Network Global. It is his vision to make God's people rule through the restoration of kingdom civilization in our various spheres of influence. Come and build with us.
Beware that thou forget not the Lord thy God, in not keeping his commandments and his judgments and his statutes which I command thee this day, lest when thou hast eaten and art full, build. That scripture is for you. Lest when you have eaten and you are full, and you have built goodly houses, and you are dwelling therein, and when your herds and your flock multiply, and your silver and your gold is multiplied, and all that thou hast is multiplied, then thy heart shall be lifted up, and thou forget the Lord thy God, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage, who led thee through that great and terrible wilderness, wherein were fiery serpents and scorpions and droughts, where there was no water, who brought thee forth. I like when God talks like this in the Bible, because you see, there is something I did that teaching during conference, right? Second day during conference, I was saying that that Israel was derived from the word Sarah or Yisra, which means the one that opposes God, the one that fights with God. And God several times, at several points in the Bible, will stop the Israelites in the midst of all they are doing and say, choose ye this day whom you shall serve. Because you cannot run your life on autopilot. This thing where we separate the several things that we are doing, and God is involved in my life, but your family can tell you something that God did not tell you, and you bend to family and leave God alone. It also happens especially when you start having resources. There's something that happens when people have resources. It comes with the illusion of options, where you start to feel like, oh, like that rich fool, I've made much money, I can expand my bounds, and my soul can find rest, and God can visit that rich fool and say, you're a rich fool, visit me in the afterlife. Because man has a way, there is something in the consciousness of man, and I've told us before in the Belgic Confession of Faith that there is the possibility for man to forget. It is possible for man to forget God, so it will be your responsibility to put God as priority. It is captured in the Belgic Confession of Faith that there is the possibility of a man to forget God. As you are here, you might think that you love God until life moves you to a point where you will see a part of you that you will never know existed before. That happened to David, a man after God's own heart, loving God and seeking God. A time came in David's life. David took his friend's wife or his servant's wife, and after taking his servant's wife, even killed that servant, one of his most trusted servants. And that thing can be hiding there. But sometimes when God is not the focus on your life anymore, it is possible that every other thing now becomes the option. Everybody say it after me, say in the beginning God. Okay, so now you're coming to class. One more time, say in the beginning God. In the beginning of my business, God. In the beginning of this semester, God. Yes. Let me say it one more. In the beginning of exams, God. Because it is when there is exams that you will not start negotiating with God. God, you take 2 hours. 2 hours is too long for you. Just give me 30 minutes. I have something to read. And this will help every other aspect of your life. I said I came here to help your devotional life. Many of us are not praying because we've not yet placed priority on God. We're not yet praying because we've not yet placed priority on God. I respect people that do some extreme things now. It's extreme, it's unnecessary, but I respect people that do some of those things. Have you met anybody that would say he will not talk to any human being until he has talked to God? Have you met someone like that? So when they wake up in the morning, just in case they woke up late and they have an exam in the next 30 minutes, they can be on their way to take a bath, and as you are greeting them, they are like, Alpha, Lala, and why are you people looking at him? He didn't do it. how far Lala? And Lala is just holding buckets, not greeting anybody. You will write the exam, you will not greet anybody until he gets back home and say, God, I have to talk to you before I can talk to any human being. That's extreme, but that's priority. And so maybe your devotional life has not been growing, and your spiritual fervor has not been growing because you have not put God as priority. And this is really touching, because God can leave your